so long as like alchemy.
There he is, Quinn Huey Cook. Shout out Boondocks. So this is the only game I believe the Warriors were actually underdogs, or at least one of the only going into it. Back end of a back-to-back, no Chef, and Portland riding an 8-game winning streak on the back of Damian Lillard, who is all of a sudden, you got to put his name in the MVP, conversation. I mean, the way he's shooting is really just remarkable. Now, watching him in this game, I do think he's a little more willing to involve his teammates. His mind isn't made up every possession to get up a shot. What I liked about KD early on was he just put his head down. He knew he was going to have to carry the load, and I think it honestly helps him on the offensive end when he can be more aggressive. There's Quinn with the little pull-up jumper, and there's nothing wrong with it. It looks smooth. Again, I've said this several times. When you're that size, you better have a damn jump shot. Now, part of this win streak has been the others for Portland. Look at Mo Harkless with a step-back three, hand in the face. Harkless, Aminu, and the others contributing as well. KD, like I said, I think when he has that ultra green light with no Steph, it helps his offensive game. Are we better? Absolutely not. I'm just saying it helps KD find his rhythm sooner. Clay, the 3-ball, and watch Dame here with another pick and roll and a pass, and I think he's figuring out it just keeps defenses honest when he's a little more willing to give the ball up off the screen. He can still get his. KD, JaVale, I don't know what the hell that was, JaVale. That was embarrassing. That was Shaq and JaVale. And then Dame, let's keep it a buck. This is Steph range. When he can pull from out there, that gravity and spacing on the high pick and roll is very similar to what Steph can do. Now, is he as efficient? Maybe not so much, but he has been of late, and that is the reason for their success. There's Cook surveying and pulling the jumper, and I was impressed with the way he started this game. Now it's CJ's turn, and that's the assignment Quinn drew. JaVale gives enough help, you would think, but he's just a tough shot maker, and tonight he was hitting tough shots. Clay here, draw the contact. That's a tough shot. You see the big step through? He needs to initiate the contact and get to the line. CJ, step back, shooters roll. When we talk about the others for Portland stepping up, Evan Turner, this is the scouting report. You dare him to shoot from out there. KD does so, and he answers like, nah, bruh, I can hit that. The Ohio State Evan Turner. Swing and Cook, and I'm going to highlight some of his shots because he really is the storyline as far as the next week or so. And he had some open looks. He just wasn't able to knock down the 3-ball on this night. The interior passing, and then you really notice the size and athleticism from Portland's front court with Aminu, Nurkic, Ed Davis. They smashed us on the glass all night long. More KD getting to the line, putting his head down, physicality. He shot 10 free throws, 10 of 10 from the line from KD. One thing I was watching about Quinn was how he would fight through screens. He was doing well, but he wasn't switching. And I'm not quite sure what the game plan was if they did not want to switch Quinn, but he wasn't looking to switch, but it seemed like his teammates were, and it led to some communications. You see the Twilight rookie Collins, who's been impressive as the season's gone on. And there's the foul fighting over the screen, right? We talked about Dame's spacing. So the next possession, he goes under, and Dame's like, sorry, you can't do that either. It's a damned if you do, a damned if you don't situation from Dame Dollar. Omri obviously going to get the opportunity when we're so undermanned. Now, look how far he is being gapped. The spacing or lack thereof when he's on the court is just too problematic, with our second unit. He can't be out there. Now, KD makes it happen, but look at Collins. He disrupts KD's path to the basket. It's just the game of spacing, and Caspi's not giving us the spacing that we need from him. Looney, 3 rebounds, all of them offensive, all of them resulting in baskets. It was the defensive boards where he struggled with the vet Ed Davis. Zaza in there, and the floodgates to the basket start to open up. There's the rookie Collins again. He's got a swagger to him. I wasn't high on that trade and pick, but he's proven me wrong. More Zaza pick and roll action. It's not completely on him, but watch where he stands. Look, he's just completely ineffective and out of the play and yields a jump shot. 6 minutes on the night. He probably should have played none of them. Where's Damian Jones at? There he is again, Ed Davis. And when does Ed Davis put the ball down and go to the rim like that? When he sees Zaza in front of him. That's when. Clay, curl, 3. And I liked Clay's aggression. I didn't like some of the execution, but I liked that he was more aggressive. And with McCollum's very long, but Clay needs to be able to take advantage of these small guards. Regardless if Steph's in the game or not, let's see him big boy some of these undersized guards. 6'7", at least 220. Clay, get your big boy boots on, boy. How many boys was that? Evan Turner, Zaza, open lane. And this is a weird set. Look at this little rub screen and then the dribble and the pull up. So he played 35 minutes, took 19 shots, and it always makes me wonder, like, how would Klay develop elsewhere if he was asked to dribble the ball? There's the big boy stuff I'm looking for. That's what he needs to do, and I would have liked to see maybe a little more of that down the stretch, but I think the legs played in, and then Draymond know who you're passing to. Why are you giving him the ball there? I know I'm picking on Zaza tonight, man, but you know I'm going to keep it 100. Livingston did well pushing the ball. I had no complaints with Sean on the offensive end. Swaggy's lone basket of the night. Yes, the only shot he made, and he only took 4 shots. KD, you know what happens at that spot. I can't really complain about the effort level in this game. Watch the help the help. And that's what when you hear him say stay connected, that's ultimately what it means. When someone helps, you have to help them again. So how many times can you help and stay connected defensively? KD, the heat check, and he had it going from the start. He had it going all game. It was just you can't ask him to play 48 minutes big picture. This is still the regular season. Cook fights over the screen, and there's an example of Dame maybe not forcing a shot there and getting someone an open 3. Not sure why KD hesitated on the closeout. They've proven they can knock them down. There you see Quinn getting the bounce on an aggressive drive. Kyle, you were asking me about Nick Young's defense. Individually, on an island, he's just fine. Look at him switch the hips, and a great challenge there. Why? Because that's street basketball. Nick Young's a street baller, right? And he grew up one-on-one ISO on an island. It's when you ask him to play within a team concept and switch and communicate is where Swaggy really struggles. And then this happens. Looney's like, damn, that fool just said that? Look at Looney. Somebody's talking reckless to KD courtside. You could just see Looney's listening. I don't know why they have the camera on Looney. It would have been better on KD. And then they get him up out of there, right? And KD's going to come over, and he's well known for communicating with fans courtside. But there's levels of trash talking. Apparently, this dude said something that crossed the line. The terrorist Jerry Seinfeld is exited from the Mata Center on Friday night. Mean-looking bastard, man. Now, you always hear about Dame not getting the respect he deserves. He's definitely starting to get the superstar call, right or wrong. If you hit him, you're getting the call, and Draymond picks up number 15. Ironically, on a play he wasn't even really involved in, sticking up for Kavan, who he thought he was vertical, but, you bump into a star player, that's really what's going to happen, and Dame's finally getting those calls. And on a night where we needed every possession and every basket, it hurt. Another frustrating part was Golden State did not shoot a free throw in the second quarter. So it was kind of an accumulation. KD's grinning, right? It was kind of an accumulation of frustration where we weren't getting calls, but Bump and Dame, he was getting it every time. Third quarter, I like that play for Klay. The dribble handoff in the left corner where he's moving left, high percentage play for him. Quinn Cook, watch the body language. You see how he keeps the gooseneck up and the little bounce? That's the body language to me of a guy who's not quite sure if it's going to go in. Klay, the drop-off. JaVale, the finish. Portland did a good job neutralizing JaVale at the rim. Didn't have a lot of explosive plays. KD all night long. But once again, how much can you ask from him? Here's Draymond's. I told you we need one of these a game, but he only took 7 shots on the night. And I'm not saying Draymond needs to take a bunch of jump shots, but considering who all is out, we needed a little more offensive output from Draymond, I think. Here's a play out of the timeout. Beautifully constructed from Kerr, gets JaVale the lob. But Draymond, I think we needed a little more out of him offensively. Caspi going to do nothing. And that, you know how difficult that is to look at the line and step back and still hit that? KD keeping us in the game. And then this might have been my most excited moment of the game. Look at Kevon Looney explode and try to hawk on the rookie. He was really going to try to spike on his head, and that might have been the most explosive movement I've ever seen from Kevon Looney. Quinn Cook, Looney, another offensive rebound, and he was definitely the silver lining as far as the others in this game for Golden State. You know what that is. You know what that is, and that's just so devastating. The rocker step transition 3, and then Dame puts it up. Ed Davis, 15 rebounds, 7 of them offensive. That was an offensive rebound. Let's be clear. That was not a lob. And Ed Davis was really the X factor for Portland in this game. Now watch Kerr. Look at Kerr in the far corner there. He's barking and screaming for a play, and KD, I don't know if he's ignoring, doesn't hear it. It's loud in Portland, but they don't run the set that Kerr wants, and it ends ugly. But rarely do we see this type of miscommunication between the bench and the players on the court. It was on the road, and I found it interesting, and I wanted to just see the body language of it, and perhaps was KD just like, no, I'm going ISO, bitch. Then with time winding down, 5 seconds, you have to have a clock in your head. Livingston has to understand what Lillard wants here, and he gets the cheap 3 free throws to end the third. And this really, to me, was the turning point in the game. And shame on Sean, because he's just too much of a veteran to commit an error like that. And then for whatever reason, it was like contagious. All of a sudden, Portland was getting us in the air on every shot. And I talked about the over-trying. Sometimes you can over-try within a sport, and it can make you look really bad, and it did in this fourth quarter for this Warriors second unit. The one thing I liked about Livingston was you could tell that he was in his feelings about the mistakes he had made on the defensive end, and it kind of perked him up offensively. Clay, this is a tired shot right there. That's a I don't have my leg shot right there. We've watched enough Clay jumpers. That just didn't look right, and you could see him losing his juice down the stretch. And you can accredit that to not only the back end of a back-to-back, but having to guard Damian Lillard the entire night is going to wear your legs out. And here's a 4-point play. Now, they panned this to Looney, but it looked like Livingston's the one that actually got him from the side. Either way, inexcusable, and something that needs to be focused on and strategized about heading into the playoffs, seeing as though Houston and all the three-point shooting that we're going to face in the Western Conference. Again, Clay, the legs, you see him try to go through the smaller guard rather than elevate. I did like that they were going to him, and even if they were kind of forcing it to him, he finished with 25, and, you know, that was what we needed to do, going over the screen. Portland gets hot at this point. Did we have the legs, the concentration to finish? Draymond, no one rotates to the corner. You're going to see a lot of frustration out of Draymond. That was Livingston's assignment, if you ask me. You see him just super frustrated. So there was a lot of factors in this, but you got to credit Portland for their shooting. JaVale, why not? Let's foul another three-point shooter. Now, someone on my YouTube was saying how he had an awful game. Rewatching it, I don't think he was that bad. He had a couple boneheaded plays like this one. But, you know, I don't know what to say about that. We kind of just unraveled. Fatigue had to do something with it, but Portland's hot shooting and execution as well. Now, look at this play right here. We're so concerned with the three-point shooters. Look where Ed Davis is. No wonder he had 7 offensive rebounds. They pulled everybody out on the perimeter, and he absolutely feasted on us. So the dagger from Dame, and he's going to let you know what time it is as Portland wins the season series 2-1 and continues their win streak at 9, sitting in the 3rd spot in the West. My question would be, is this sustainable for the Blazers? I think CJ and Dame can sustain this shooting. The question will be, can the others continue to be consistent with their play? And Evan Turner, and Aminu, Mo Harkless. That will determine how far and how successful Portland is heading into the playoffs. For the Dubs, the effort was there. The execution was not. Severely undermanned. I'm not going to complain too much about this. It's on to the next one early in Minnesota. I'm out, Joe.